Good morning. It's just morning. It's just before midday on Sunday. And this is Barbara, the East Coast Dragon Lady, coming to you at November the 9th. And when I woke up this morning, well, actually, I woke up really early. And then when I woke up later on, the first thing I read was Mercury is retrograde. So apparently for the whole of November. So hold on. So I was just reading, it said this period begins with Mercury in Sagittarius and ends with it in Scorpio. Astrologically, this is considered a time of re-evaluation and introspection, particularly concerning communication, technology and travel. November 9th, Mercury stations retrograde. November 18th, Mercury shifts to Scorpio, and on the 29th, Mercury stations direct in Scorpio. So what this means astrologically, communication and re-evaluation. This is the time to review and potentially rewrite old scripts in both personal and professional communication. Introspection. Mercury's retrograde motion is seen as an opportunity to reflect on beliefs and open to different ways of seeing the world. Potential for chaos. I think Mercury, whenever anything goes wrong, people go, oh, Mercury's retrograde. So potential for chaos. The period can lead to chaotic start-stop feeling with moments of confusion or unexpected switch-ups. Past connections. You may reconnect with people, things and situations from the past. So advice for navigating Mercury retrograde. Avoid major changes. It is often advised to postpone big decisions like starting a new job, launching a project or signing important contracts. Back up your work. Given Mercury's association with technology, it's a good idea to back up your files and be mindful of potential glitches. And be mindful of communication. Take extra care with emails, texts and conversations. What you say and how you say it may be misconstrued or have unintended consequences. Revisit the past. Use this time to clean out closets, take care of postponed tasks, or reconnect with old friends. So I guess it sounds like a good... Actually, I think I did this time last year. I did a complete clear out of a lot of, especially my clothes. I did that when I changed over from summer to fall, winter/winter. And this is the final retrograde of 2025. So that speaks to a lot of literally what I had done this past week. Last week I mentioned that I actually appeared on 2 podcasts in the same day. One was live and one was a recording. I will post those. Actually, I've posted the link to the first one. So that's in the books. There was I did a lot of talking about dragons and how the dragons have come in, but are now behind me saying step forward, which is exactly what I've done. A slight course correction is what I'm hearing. The dragons are always going to be with me. The dragons particularly feel that I need to step into something slightly different. So I did 2 days this week of taking spirit release therapy, training with Lara Starr. So I've done level 1. In December, 2 days in December, I will be taking Spirit Release 2 and then start working with releasing all sorts of things. If you know about Lara Starr's work, you'll know that it's about doing clearings. You actually need to use, so I'm a channel/medium, so I'll be using those skills and also as a facilitator. So it's what I need to step into for 2026. So that's the direction that I'm going. I've also pulled back my energy from some things because I really feel that in this next 3 or 4 weeks before I step into SRT2, that I really need to bring my energy back, start really going in, and that's what Mercury does to us. Like, and this is the feeling I got before Mercury. I hadn't even realised Mercury was retrograde again. So I also, the archangels had stepped forward last week. I got a bit off posting every day, but I've still got a couple of more archangels to talk about, which are on my Facebook group. I've had quite a few of you new people join my Facebook group, so the numbers are going up on that, so that's really good. Thank you. And I think this really talks about once we start stepping into our true power. I also had a fabulous session with my friend Casca Graham, who we did some work, talked a lot about my throat chakra and what I need to do with that. So I've actually, it's actually work I need to do. Interestingly, I was thinking I needed somebody to come in and do something to my throat chakra. And if you've been following me, you know that when I start doing that, when I start talking about, when I step into that powerful, start speaking my truth, often my throat chakra will close down. Interestingly, I need to actually clear it from the inside out. I mean, that's not really surprising. Nothing was a surprise, but I thought maybe I needed help. But it really is that I have to strengthen it, because in at least 7 of my lifetimes, my voice has been shut down, and I've not been in my power, and now's the time. So it was interesting. I was driving a couple of days this week, and first of all, I thought I'd try and sing, which I don't have a good singing voice. Then it got to I'm just going to yell, and I was just literally releasing as loud as I could, and then it became sort of a vibration, which was interesting, because as I was going it was vibrating, and it was like, oh, that's what I need, this vibration. I've also really got into using, I bought a small Tibetan singing bowl. I have a feeling I need more. It also, and I've got these temple bells, which are the ting, 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 which I won't do for you, because what I've realized is it really pisses off the spirits that shouldn't be here. The last few weeks I've talked about how I've been doing cleaning my house, saging my house, not only physically cleaning it, saging my house, which has really changed the vibration. It also brought in, interestingly, fairies. So when I was, actually Casca did a reading for me as part of one of her packages, and fairies were talking, and fairies were coming in, and they were like, yes, clear it, clear it, clear it. One of the interesting side effects was that it started to piss off some not so good things that are attached to my son, which I am in the process of getting a clearing for him. But I've cleared his room, and after my first day of doing SRT, he got very agitated because he said things were not good. But what I found is the singing bowl, they just don't want to be here. So a few have already left. They were like, ugh, don't like that. But today I've been doing the ting, 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 and clearly the lower vibrations do not like that, because what it does is blast the atmosphere. So if you've got any of that, I also bought some bells a while ago. So, but I love this singing bowl. It was not expensive. It's small metal. And once you get it vibrating, you can almost see it vibrating in the air, which is awesome. So I walk around the house with that. And today I was doing the ting, ting, ting with the sage. So we've lifted the energy from the house, which is good. I've got back into grounding myself twice a day, not just once a day, twice a day. So when I get up in the morning, ground myself, clear, close any portals, and then do an affirmation, and then at night ground myself, ask protection during sleeping. I had an interesting experience the day before class, I think it was, or maybe the day of class. All I remember is I was asleep, and then I woke up going really loud, going, no. And it was like this face, like I woke up to like somebody standing over me, and it looked like a reptilian. It was very brief. But it was like they were looking at me, and I woke up, putting my hand up, going, no. So again, using my voice. So, these things are all shifting for me, and I have a feeling it's doing that for a lot of people. I've got my fairy cards out again. I thought I would pull some fairy cards. So yeah, just things are moving in a direction for me. So it's, as I say, it's like a course correction. I do need to pour my energy back in often, and that is, I think, to do with the season. Like now the clocks have gone back here in the USA. It's like pulling, we go inward in the winter. Animals hibernate, so it's really pulling itself back. Oh, and after I actually met with Casca and we talked about crow energy, I've had a visit from my crow, Gerald, but also two or three crows. So it's either him and another crow, or 2 or 3 or 4 crows every day the rest of this week. So that was interesting, that after I've also been clearing, he hasn't really had a message for me. He's hungry, so they've come to eat some of the nuts for the winter. So that has just been sort of interesting, how you talk about it, your energy shifts and what comes in. So I guess that's, what are you noticing? What is it for you that has shifted? What is it? Are you feeling that draw inwards? I think here, if you're in the part of the United States where it's not still warm and you're not on the beach, here it's definitely, I'm looking outside actually, the sky looks very grey. I hate to say the word snow, but it looks that grey for snow. It is November. I keep saying October, it's November. So I'm going to be a month behind. So that's how time's shifting. So it's going so fast that sometimes we still feel. I've had a few weeks like that this last month, where I thought it was a week ahead or a week, or it wasn't that week. So it happens, right? There've been some time jumps as well. Definitely, there've been solar flares. I mean, there's so much going on out in, the Schumann resonance, the solar flares. Just a lot happening. So I think for a lot of us, it's just like you can't be all over the place. You need to bring yourself in, especially that November, December and January, sometimes in February, I feel those 4 months that I need to be more in. So I'm excited for next year to see what's next for me. And, I still want to step into the work, whatever the work is, full time. But I still work full time in my state job. So we'll see what next year brings. So let's see. So this morning I did pull a dragon magic card, which was about dragon kin. We send to you now people who are soul family, those who have waited lifetimes to be united with you. In chance meetings, in unlikely encounters, there they will be, and your soul shall remember. So be on the lookout for that as well. So these always fascinate me, how I don't very often pull the same one of these dragon magic cards. So thank you, dragons, for that. That was a good idea you gave somebody. All right, let's start with the fairy cards. I'm using Healing with the Fairies, Doreen Virtue, an old card. It's been definitely talking about older stuff. Yesterday, towards the end of Laura's class, she was talking about books, and she referred to the Hands of Light by Barbara Ann Brennan, which was actually published in like 1988. And I think for me, I got in the early 90s. That was like my first book to understand about healing and energy. There's some wonderful pictures of what it's like to put your hands on, what the aura looks like, what chakras look like when you're clearing them. Unless, of course, you've got dragons that just say, just leave it to us. They've been doing that for me as well. When I sort of bring in the light, I just do it 3 times up and down. If you've had a Dragon Empowerment Reiki healing session from me, that's how they clear your chakras. They come in really fast. It's almost feels like wind, because they come from the future into the past, come and back, and they do that 3 times, and they literally just shoot up the chakras. So if you haven't had a session from me, I'm open to take those sessions. You can go to my Facebook page. Actually, go to my website, which is www.eastcoastdragonlady.com, or you can email me and just put in there Dragon Reiki, and that's eastcoastdragonlady@gmail.com. I haven't done any for a while, so go and take a look. If you want to find out more about it, you're not sure, you can book a 45-minute clarity call with me. Same way, go to my website or email me and just put clarity call or free call, and we can talk about what you need. Because the dragons are always saying, just ask and we can help you. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but I did acquire a new dragon, which is a very large black rainbow obsidian dragon. All right, so two cards. All right, let's get another one from them, from the fairies. So a very large, his name is Seeley. So I think I did mention it. And he is my protector. Merlin also popped up yesterday to remind me that he was my connector. I was writing down who is it. I was booking a session for meeting my spirit team, and I was like, but I know some of them. It might surprise the person that's doing it to meet some dragons. So the fairy cards, follow your dreams. So I think we're going to get confirmation from the fairies. Look inside yourself. So that's just what I was saying. Oh, look, there's a portal. It's interesting. That's one of the things I'm working on. I perceive portals. I don't see them. And I would like to see them. If it's in my highest good, thank you. But here is a portal. And if I do this, it would match a portal in my throat. You can't make this stuff up, can you? Look inside yourself. And there's a lot of women and men who in past lives, whether we were healers or whatever vows we took, stopped us from speaking our truth, right? I also was told, and as I've explained to you, one of my gifts, or one of the things that has happened to me, is the veil has virtually disappeared. So along with seeing that I was a fighting dragon, they showed me that in battles I'd lost my tail, and then I had a disjointed wing. But they also said because of this here was also an injury, that I'd lost my head. So that wouldn't surprise me that I was either hung. It feels very like a witch trial sort of thing. There is peace of mind. So I think, even though I'm talking about But these are things that have happened to us in our past lives that have brought us to where we are today and why we're here today. So the fairies are saying, follow your dreams, look inside, and peace of mind. So that's the fairy messages. Let's see what the shadow deck has. This is for this week. Right, and it's Sunday the 9th of November. So let's see, November 9th. What's the message is for this week? Defensive, self-sabotage, mysterious shift. That could be interesting. And actually it was upside down when I pulled it, which usually I don't worry with doing oracle readings, but this one feels very much like as it was upside down. Interesting, there's a rainbow of colours. Personal growth can happen quickly and in ways you may not initially understand. You see the rainbows on that boat? There's some dark skies there. So I would say be on the lookout for that. And as it's upside down, it's more of a caution about mysterious shifts. Defensive, unconscious resistance to facing unresolved issues. Explore with curiosity. So again, Mercury is retrograde. So be careful. We need to do it. We need to look at those unresolved issues, but be careful doing it. And if you're not careful, you'll self-sabotage. So there's the wrecking ball. Undermining your success by procrastinating negative self-talk or fear of failure. All right. So as somebody pointed out to me this week, we can't go back and change the past. The past is the past. We can learn from it, but we can't go back and change it. Not yet. That's what I'm hearing. Not yet. We can't change it. There is some ways, but only in very dire circumstances, they're saying. That's more of an in-depth thing. So yeah, this week, be careful. There could be a mysterious shift, but it's cautioning you about it. Resistance to facing unresolved issues. So clear up those issues that are unresolved. And if not, you're going to self-sabotage. And no negative self-talk. So try practicing the I am statements. I am beautiful. I am love. I'm here. Sometimes you just have to start with the smaller things, right? So you can't jump in. You can't jump in. I'm hearing you can't jump in the deep end and expect to swim if you can't swim. So who have we got? Isolot. This is undying love. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. So that's a nice. I like that card when I get it. That's the goddess cards. Lakshmi, bright future. Stop worrying. Everything is going to be fine. And Bast, independent. So yeah, as I was talking about being an independent woman, an independent man, speaking your truth. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. Your independence is a foundation for your strength and success. So, some people say to me, I've shared this before, that I've been divorced 25 years. I was married 24 years. I have learnt so much in this past 25 years. There have been ups and downs. There have been lots of downs, and like the downs have been down and the ups have been up. But at the end of the day, as much as I would like companionship, it doesn't necessarily have to be a male figure, because I am independent, and I think I could probably be difficult to live with now. My biggest thing is when people say that to me, I'm like, I've got a whole queen size bed that I can do what I can go to bed when I want. I don't have to get up if I don't want to. In fact, weekends I'm usually pretty slow, is what I say. One of my luxuries is to come back to bed with breakfast, because I can. I don't have to explain it to anybody. So this is the dragons. Aquamarine dragon from Neptune. There's a beautiful blue. Enables you to access your deepest soul's wisdom. And the black dragon cocoons you so that your divine potential grows. Meditate, reflect, undergo metamorphosis. So black dragons are just black dragons. That doesn't mean they're bad. And neither are dragons can be good and bad, like, all of us can. They're all flying out today. Oh, the rainbow dragon. So the rainbow dragon brings the leap of joy that opens new doors. So that's good. And I have a rainbow black obsidian dragon. So this was, as I said, my first dragon deck that I had, and I've written all over it. So let's see, the dragons are saying, helping us to access our deepest soul wisdom. So that's Neptune dragon. The rainbow dragon is bringing us a leap of joy, and the black dragon is cocooning us so that we can meditate, reflect, and undergo metamorphosis. And then we've got 3 goddess cards: Isolot, undying love; Bast, independence; and Lakshmi, a bright future. So these are all very pretty. See, beautiful colours on these. So I think that's it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Actually, the fairies want me to pull one more card. So the fairies are saying to tell you, and you may have seen this on my Facebook page, but in the late summer, early fall, the field that is opposite where I live, which belongs to the farm, was cut right back. And apparently every 10 years they have to cut it right back. And lots of things were cut down. There were bushes, there were trees, but everything got cut way down. And I was walking over there. That's my way to walk on my walk in the fields. And I saw this piece of wood that was a root that was twisted, but it got part of the machinery, had gnarled it. I just really felt like sad for this. Something that had been supporting probably quite a big tree was now sort of just left bare on the ground, and I felt I wanted to pick it up and bring it home. No idea what I was going to do with it. I kept it outside so it dried a little. It dried out, and then the fairies guided me to make it feel pretty. So I got lots of little crystals, bits of crystals. I just bought it off of Amazon, and I made like a fairy garden of crystals, and I bought some fairy statues. And in my reading with Casca, she was like, the fairies were very happy with what I did. And I'm like, oh, that's because I adorned this root, gave it a purpose, and also honoured the fairies. So it's surprising what you can do with little things. I haven't been to the beach, and I probably need to do that more. It's a bit cold today to do that. But I used to pick up driftwood or pieces of wood and do the same, put crystals on them. So maybe I should start doing that again. I think it's because I've been sharing the car with my son, which means sometimes I don't have access to a car. But we're hopefully rectifying that in the new year. I'll get another car, so we have to have 2 cars. So this is the last card. Oh, so this is a unicorn, interesting, and a rainbow. And it says, kick up your heels. That's nice, because I'm talking about Casca. And I think when I talk about Casca, I think of unicorns and rainbows. She does a fabulous unicorn Reiki, and rainbows are what the dragons show me in the sky. So I think that's it. Again, as I have to remember to say, if you like my content of my video, please like and share. Please share it. That's what the dragons want me to do. That's why they say that, we've got into this weekly. Sometimes I jump in more often. Also check out my Facebook page and also my website, which is www.eastcoastdragonlady.com. If I do oracle readings, dragon empowerment Reiki, we can chat about like the dragons guide me in what you need. So it might not be on my website. I can custom do anything. I'm also thinking that I'm going to be stepping into supporting families who are affected with mental health issues or mental illness, especially if they're affecting their loved ones. So this is where I've been guided to the dragons to use my own knowledge. I work in the mental health field. So I'm going to look at some sort of it's more like support. I mean, I know what it's like to be a parent, so supporting parents and loved ones of people who, is it mental illness? Is it something else? I've always had those questions for many years, so I'm not tied to this is a mental illness. What is it that we can help with? So stay tuned for more to come. That's probably in the new year. But certainly spiritual counselling is well within my wheelhouse, helping you connect with dragons. Even though the dragons say it's easy to connect with them, I can certainly do a dragon reading or do a reading with my dragon. So what they're saying is they will use my dragon cards, but they also direct me to other decks like they do here. This is all, even though I've used other decks, the messages are from the dragons. So all of that is there for you as well. So if you feel called, please connect with me. I will be back next week. Have a great week, and I will talk to you soon.